Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In case we haven't met before, I'm Anastasia, the founder of All You Can Face, and I'm passionate about teaching you how to exercise your facial muscles. Because what happens beneath the skin is equally important as what we put on top of it to stay looking beautiful and age gracefully. So through this year, while I did All You Can Face, I got so many questions when it comes to skincare, food, facial exercises and massages, of course, and even posture. And I thought I will gather them all and make a little special and really present the top 10 most asked questions. And today we will focus on the skincare questions. So I will also have the time and the question in the description box below, because I do think these questions are really burning, because obviously so many of you guys are asking them. So let's start right away and jump into the first question. Why do I even need to use a facial oil while doing facial exercises? Which oil is actually the best for me? And do I really need to use an oil when doing facial exercises or massages? So let's get into the first part of the question, why to use an oil in general. When you are using an oil, you get a little bit more slip while doing the movements. And this is really important because while we are moving with the skin and we want to move it around and increase blood circulation and everything, we do not want to pull or tuck the skin and get you glide thoroughly and evenly through your face. And this is actually the main reason why people are using facial oils when doing facial exercises, massages, or using any facial tools. Now let's get to the next part. Which oil is actually best for you? In the end, it really depends on your skin type, and really dependent on your skin type, there's probably an oil for you. So me personally, I tend to have more oily to combination prone skin, so I love to use squalene oil. It literally is one of the few oils which is not breaking me out, because squalene is actually something our body naturally produces, and so I love to use it while doing my facial massages. But if you're interested in looking into which oil is actually perfect for you, I will link this video in the description box below, because I actually made an entire video on facial oils and which oil is good for dry skin, combination skin, sensitive skin, and so forth. I'm sure you will find an oil which will probably be best suitable for your needs. And then lastly, can I use something else instead of facial oil? Of course you can. Sometimes use facial oils, for example, my beloved squalene oil, but I do not necessarily do that all the time. I sometimes do my facial exercises or massages with my favorite moisturizer. And again, I do not have like the golden product which I would recommend you, because again, it comes down to your preferences, your skin type, your skin needs. As long as this moisturizer or any other product which gives you a sufficient slip while doing the facial exercise and massages, then really go for it. Of course, you can use your moisturizer. You can use a serum, which gives you a bit of slip, but serums usually tend to sink into the skin quite quickly, and then you might tend to tuck and pull the skin after a while. So have a look which consistency your favorite serum has. And then, of course, when you do facial massages, for example, you can also do them in the shower. You can literally use your favorite cleanser, and while you cleanse your face, just do the massage movements. And then also a little thing to understand, when you do massages, which is like usually using your hands and moving everything out of the face in terms of lymphatic drainage, then better slip is obviously required. Let's get to the second question, and this is, can I use home remedies or DIY masks or procedures at home?
And honestly,
I would actually avoid it, because try to keep everything you're cooking with in the kitchen and eat it rather than putting it on your face. There's a reason why certain ingredients are formulated in a certain holistic structure to give your ingredient or active ingredient a potency to really work, while maybe some other foods or things are known to have a certain ingredient, it will probably not penetrate your skin as deep or properly as it should. And again, overall, you're probably not a professional chemist, as I'm also not. So stick to your skincare, stick to the formulations which are really well thought through, rather than just putting random stuff on your face which can maybe even irritate it and really cause more harm than good. Let's get to our third skincare question, and that is, why do I actually have to use SPF every day? And if so,
Do I really have to?
I would suggest to use SPF every day. While you have sometimes cloudy and darker days and you think, oh, the sun is not shining and I do not need to use any SPF, actually you do, because there are two types of UV rays. There's one which is called UVA and then UVB, and there are also some others, but these are the two main ones you should remember when it comes to your skin. And you can also remember UVB stands for burning and UVA stands for aging. And the UVB rays are usually the ones which come onto your skin when it's sunny, when the sun is out, and your skin then will darken after a while. So when the skin darkens under the sun, it's actually a mechanism to protect itself. We also have the UVA rays, which stand for aging, or at least I remember it like that. Even though you're probably not under a sunny sky, those UVA rays still penetrate through the clouds, and if you're walking through the streets or sitting under a window, then those UVA rays can still penetrate deeper into your skin, while UVA and UVB rays, or generally the sun, are actually important to produce vitamin D. So you can actually go out for 10 to 15 minutes under the sun if you really want to take care of your skin, if you really want to minimize the risk of aging faster, losing collagen, getting dark spots, and all kinds of other stuff we usually do not want, then I would suggest to use SPF every day. Let's get to our fourth question, and that is, how do I get rid of my pimples? And this is actually a loaded question and not really easy to answer, because your pimples, your acne, can have so many causes and therefore can also have so many cures when it comes to pimples or acne. You have to understand that the skin, or your skin, is communicating with you. So if something is popping up in your skin, it really actually tells you something, that there's probably something not right within yourself. That could be your gut health is compromised, stress, you're not sleeping enough, or you generally just are overworking and your lifestyle is not the way it should be in order to have a healthy skin barrier. And this is really the first thing I usually tell all my students when it comes to skin, is look inside and look what happens in your life, because this is oftentimes a reflection of how your skin looks. And for us ladies, oftentimes also our cycle plays a vital role in which cycle you are currently, when is your period up. For example, for me, a week before my period, I'm breaking out like crazy, but then once the period hits, it disappears. So it really depends. Let's talk also about the skincare component when it comes to pimples and acne. As you probably know from other videos of mine, I talked about that I suffered from severe acne my entire life. So I feel you if you have pimples and you want this quick fix and you want to know what can you do against this acne. It's not that easy. First of all, understand your body, understand yourself from the inside out, and see your skin talking to yourself. Do not hate it and do not pick it if you, for example, have a pimple popping up, but ask yourself, hey, what does my skin wants to tell me? And then in terms of topical solutions, if you go into the store or a pharmacy and you see acne products, those acne products are usually there to give you this quick fix and dry out your pimple. But you probably didn't cure the root cause of why the pimple's actually occurring. And for me, it was actually a long journey to understand my skin really well. This is why I also started All You Can Face, because I would love you to understand your skin and everything beneath it better so you can make the best choices. While you can use these acne products, what really helped me actually was to understand that your skin, while it's probably oily, while it's probably freaking out, needs hydration. If your skin is dried out completely, your skin barrier is not functioning properly, and then you're even prone to more acne and probably also produce more oil, which is then causing more pimples. So first step and little hack from my side is to look into hydrating your skin without clogging your pores. And this could be done through a hyaluronic acid serum, which really gives you this hydration deep down into your skin, and then seal it off with a moisturizer, which hopefully doesn't clog your pores. And then use gentle chemical exfoliators, for example, with salicylic acid or any HAA or BHA properties to get rid of the dead skin cells, but very gently and not overdo it, because again, it's a vicious cycle and then you can propel your acne even more. So I think this is an entire topic for itself, but I hope I gave some sort of tip when it comes to the pimple question, so to speak. So let's get to our next question. Which moisturizer is the best one? Again, depends on your skin type and skin needs. And there are overall 3 types of moisturizers
you need to understand.
The humectant moisturizer, the emollient one, and the occlusive one. So let's break down the difference. Humectant moisturizers are usually water-based. They do not leave a film on your skin and are great for oily and acne-prone skin. Then we have our emollients or emollient moisturizer, and these are actually best for sensitive skin and really reactive skin, or generally a lot of skin types actually. These will restore your lipid barrier in your skin. And for that, look for ingredients such as ceramides or fatty acids, and these could be lotions, facial oils, or generally creams. Lastly, we have our occlusive moisturizer, and these are for people who really suffer from severe skin conditions such as extreme dryness or eczema, because they really leave a film on your skin and create a protective barrier and shield from the outside world. For that, in terms of ingredients, you can look into petroleum jelly, your lanolin, your waxes, and for example, Aquaphor. While this is not incredible for oily prone skin, for dry skin, it can really be the cure to a lot of problems. Test it out for yourself and see what moisturizer works best for you, and understand that a moisturizer is not always a moisturizer, because sometimes it's just a layer over your skin which protects you from the outside world and doesn't actually give you hydration. And moisture and hydration is a completely different thing, and I actually made a video on that as well, so I'll link it below and have a look to understand the difference a little bit better. Let's get to another question, which is, why do I not use retinol? My skin really freaked out from any topical retinol, and while I know and understand it takes time and purging and the skin needs to go through cycles until you really find the light at the end of the tunnel in order to get and reap the benefits of retinol, from my experience, again, the simpler the better. You do not have to incorporate ingredients such as retinol or vitamin C into your skincare routine if your skin is already okay. So while I'm personally not a huge fan of retinols, at least not the ones over the counter, I at least had my fair share of Roaccutane, which is a very strong form of vitamin A, aka retinol or retinoids, which you take orally. That, of course, when I had severe acne, helped me, but this is a completely different story and should be discussed with your dermatologist because it's such a strong ingredient. And again, the message is here: you do not have to use everything you see on social media or on any other celebrity promoted brand, because if your skin is okay the way it is, accept it and maintain it rather than just putting random active ingredients on it. So this is my take in terms of retinol. Let's get to our 7th question, and that is, why are peelings or scrubs bad for you? Well, you need to understand, if you use physical exfoliants, so something which has like some particles in it, to scrub off your skin, then you obviously cause friction, and that could also lead to inflammation, that could lead to break down the skin barrier to a certain degree, and again, you're prone to get outside pollutants into your skin barrier is not protected, and again, you get pimples, you get dry skin and all kinds of other things. While chemical exfoliates really breaks down the top layer of the skin and just gently move all the gunk out of your top layer of the skin, those scrubs really actually are scrubbing in terms of removing dead skin cells. So there's a difference, and I would really suggest you using those chemical exfoliators rather than those scrubs, especially for your face, because you can do more harm than good. And once I stopped using those scrubs, because trust me, I was a huge fan of them because I thought, oh, this is a quick fix to get rid of my acne. Once I stopped using them, my skin really improved. Let's get to our 8th question, and that is, do I need an eye cream? Usually when we want to do something about it, we either suffer from dark circles, hollowness, puffiness, or anything else in between, and those symptoms have all different causes. So one eye cream probably will not do any good for all of the causes, and you go probably into the store and there's like eye cream fixes this, this, and this, and it's probably not true. In order to understand what you probably have, you need to determine why your dark circles are occurring. I did that already in my old video, but let's do it again. There's a little test where you can pinch the skin very gently under your eye and then leave it. And if the skin, after you left it, becomes brighter and the darkness disappears, then you probably have a blood circulation issue, because blood is not really flowing through this under eye area, and therefore everything darkens right here. And for that, obviously, facial exercise and massages are the best to increase blood circulation. If you actually left the skin and it bounced back and still is dark, then your skin probably has a pigmentation issue or like a discoloration issue, and that is probably not an underlying issue, but more the quality of its skin itself. And for that you can use skincare ingredients such as vitamin C, retinol, or niacinamide, and never ever forget SPF under this area, because while we always talk about SPF and it is important, we usually oftentimes neglect this area right here, and it's especially prone to sun damage and everything else. So obviously you can do both, right? You can do facial exercises and combat it with the right ingredient. Let's get to our next question. I cannot afford skincare, or does skincare need to be expensive? Between us, skincare really doesn't need to be expensive, as long as you understand what your skin needs and as long as you have a basic understanding of ingredients a little bit. If you do not have the funds currently to buy this amazing lines,
trust me, girlfriend, you probably do not have to.
A good skincare regime actually entails a gentle cleanser, a moisturizer, and an SPF. And you can buy anything in the drugstore, and really trust me, sometimes even less is more when it comes to skincare. And while the market is actually so saturated, you will probably find anything in any price category. And if you do not have money at all for skincare, then why not use your hands? Why not use facial exercises? Because at least you can a little bit propel anything from the inside out. Look into your diet, look into meditation, look into managing your stress better, and really combat a glowing skin from the inside out without actually paying so much money to put topically stuff on there. And then lastly, let's ask ourselves, do I have to use skincare if I do facial exercises and massages? Well, let's break down the difference, because my slogan is what happens beneath the skin is equally important as what we put on top of it, right? I do think that you should do both. And that's why I also talk a lot about skincare in my videos, because both parts are very important, but they are completely different. Our skincare industry, or the entire social media, bloggers, influencers, doctors, are talking about the skin. And what does the skin sits on? The skin sits on muscle, fat, and bone. While we can use incredibly nice ingredients which will make our skin a little bit more elastic, which will probably makes it lighter or last longer or a little bit more bouncy, if your scaffolding, so everything which is under the skin, is not really managed or like well taken care of, then the most incredible skin will look saggy and dull after a while. It comes down to balance in your face. We have certain muscles which are sleeping, which we are not using at all, and these we want to activate with facial exercises. And then we have muscles which are overworking throughout our days, and we want to relax them to create a balance and a well looked after face. And with skincare, you obviously take care of everything when it comes to the skin. So try to use your SPF regularly, try to cleanse, exfoliate, and use a good moisturizer. So really tackle it from both sides. See your facial exercise and massages as something you put underneath as the basis, and then everything you put on top is also very, very important. I hope actually this video gave you a little insight into my most frequently asked skincare questions. And if you have even more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, because we will gather them all and probably will maybe make a part 2 of this, because I constantly get so many exciting and interesting questions. And guys, keep them coming through Instagram, through TikTok, through YouTube. I love to hear them all, and I try to answer as much as I can. And with that being said, I hope to see you on my other channels such as YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, and I can't wait to see you next week. Till then, mwah.